Yes, I'm a parent governor at Sharrow School. I am speaking on a personal capacity. I'm also a parent of a Y6 child and a child just about to do their GCSEs on Monday, so you can imagine what our house has been like over the past few weeks. I'm really proud to say that my 11-year-old did strike, and he struck off his own accord on May the 3rd, and he and a friend of his went to Mearsbrook Park, but also then went to our allotment and built a fire and cooked themselves lunch, which I think was much more advanced than what they've had to go through in the last year. And I think we have to be very clear about what SATs and academisation are, not just for our children, but for society as a whole, because it is part of the neoliberal agenda that is about privatising our education system, and it is about sectioning off people within our society, those that can and those that can't. And when you think about what the children have gone through this week and the effect that it has had on them, and most of them really do want to do well and want to please the teachers and please their parents and be good for the school, and yet we're making them go through the most horrendous hoops to show that they are capable of reading and writing and doing their maths. And I think what it means for them is pure stress. At the back of my child's exam paper, when he turned it over, he said, "Mum, I just had to put SATs equals stress because that's how I felt on Monday. I felt I was completely stressed out and I couldn't answer the questions. I didn't know what they were wanting of me." And yet he's had a whole year of this. And I think the thing is, no matter how good teachers are and supportive parents are and the school is, those children feel the effects of these tests and they know what it means and they feel the pressure. And we cannot underestimate that. And I think it's about giving support to children, to parents and to teachers in saying we can do something about this. We don't have to put up with this. We don't have to have a future education system where those people that are most vulnerable, the SEND children and the ones that aren't deemed good enough, are sectioned off and siphoned into little corners so that a school can look good in its figures. And privatisation of our schools is not going to improve our children's education. Academisation is about privatising our education system. It is about selling it off to companies that then decide to siphon off the good children so that they can look good. And when you think about the amount of money that's being spent on this, when it should be being spent on good schools throughout all the areas and around places where we have a mixed school and we have a good education for all our children. And I think what's really important is it's easy to say there's nothing we can do about it, it's all going through. But actually, look at the junior doctors, look at the amount of support they're getting. Look at the fact that when teachers talk about going on strike, they can't get away with this idea that people are against them. I've had more parents coming up to me giving support for teachers because they're fed up of their children going through this education system. And they're saying, actually, we want to be part of this. And I think that's why it's really important that parents, teachers, and head teachers and the unions get together and support each other. We have to support teachers in going out on strike. We have to support parents in getting their names on petitions. We have to send a clear message to our councillors, to our MPs and to this government that we are not going to let this happen. We are not going to let them sell off our schools and do injustice to our children's future. And I think unless we come together, this is what is going to happen. I don't think they can get away with it if there's more of us than there are of them. The children on the 3rd of May that struck and the parents that went with them have shown that. We can build on this and we have to build on this. Inside there are petitions you can sign, you can take them away. There are letters that you can send off to the council. Please don't just sit here. Go in and get them. Go back to your schools, talk to the parents, talk to the teachers, show your support. become active, because it only takes one person to walk in and say, I want to do something about this, and believe me, you'll get lots of others coming and saying, I'm really glad you're here, I want to do something too. Because actually, my children have now gone through it all, apart from the GCSE this week, next few months, but I am determined to keep fighting, because I don't want to see another generation of children go through a test like my child has gone through. I don't want to see it anymore. My other child went through it, and my youngest has just gone through it. We have to stop this, and we have to stop it now. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter if you don't have children. I've gone around my workplace and got people to sign it who don't have children, because actually they're the ones that can see that this is not right. So we have to get everybody's support, and we have to campaign together. So please, take away all these leaflets. Give support to the teachers. Go and talk to your teachers and say why you're proud of them for taking strike action, and tell them why you will support them and how you will support them. And let's get a clear message across to this government. Our schools and our children's education are not for sale. Thank you.